Again, I have the correct four people that are competing. Okay, so we've got Vicky, William, Andrew, and Lyndon are all competing in the challenge. Okay, we are going to play story time. We're actually doing story time this time.
Huh.
So I will need everyone into the breakout rooms except for Vicky. Vicky will stay. Vicky will watch a video of a
Oh,
story being regaled to her.
okay.
And then after Vicky watches that video, she will watch that same video again. Vicky will then have 10 minutes to tell person two, which in this instance will be William. William will then have another 10 minutes to tell Andrew, who will then have another 10 minutes to tell Lyndon, and then Lyndon will take a quiz. Okay.
Mhm.
So we cannot have anybody else in the room other than those two people at those two given times. So if it's not your turn and you're not participating, then you do need to be in the breakout room. And then Vicky, you will be brought back in to answer a tiebreaker question. All right. Does everybody understand? All right. Well, then, everybody except for Vicky, please go enjoy yourselves in the breakout room.
Out of
Is it
here.
is it letting you go to the breakout room?
They're open. It says we have to be assigned.
Ugh, always.
Never mind.
Vicky
You
was
got it.
really ready for us to leave.
Get it.
All right. Assigning. Jen is assigning. Awesome. All right. Bye-bye.
I'm actually so glad this is a video and not you telling me the story.
Yeah, I just think, that the fairest way to do story time is to show a recorded video so that way you both legions get the exact same story told the exact same way. All right. Let me pull up said video. Okay. Can you see the video?
Yes.
Yes, you can. I'm gonna hit play on it just to see if you can hear it. And then I'll start it over just so we can get some testing out of the way.
In the heart of Rome, where the
Can you hear it?
sun-kissed cobblestones
Yes?
bore witness
Okay.
to
All right, so we are going to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And I am going to take myself off the screen. And then I am going to mute myself and
In the heart of Rome, where the sun-kissed cobblestones bore witness to
Vicky, do you mind having your hands up
history,
in frame?
lived a
Sorry, I
young
forgot to
woman.
say that from the beginning. I'm going to start the video over. All right. Are you ready? Okay.
In the heart of Rome, where the sun-kissed cobblestones bore witness to centuries of history, lived a young woman named Livia. Her days were woven with threads of tradition, ambition, and the scent of freshly baked bread wafting from the nearby bakery. Each dawn, Livia joined the throngs at the bustling market Vendors hawked their wares, plump figs, amphora of olive oil, and bolts of vibrant silk. She haggled with the fishmonger, her eyes dancing as she secured the day's catch. The market was a symphony of voices, traders, gossiping matrons, and the occasional street performer strumming a lyra. Livia's favorite escape was the grand baths of Caracalla. Here she shed her worries along with her stola. The warm embrace of the Caladrium soothed her muscles, and she chatted with fellow bathers. Rumors swirled like steam, whispers of political intrigue, forbidden love, and the latest chariot races. On special occasions, Livia ventured to the Colosseum. The roar of the crowd echoed in her chest as gladiators clashed. She cheered for the gallant Rhetarus, his net poised to ensnare the brutish Secutor. Blood stained the sand, but Livia's heart raced. It was a dance of life and death, a spectacle that transcended mere mortal existence. Beyond the grandeur, Livia harbored a secret. In a dimly lit alley, she frequented a clandestine library. There, scrolls whispered forgotten truths. She traced her fingers over the words of Cicero, Virgil, and Seneca. Knowledge was her rebellion, the quiet defiance against a world that dictated her role as wife and mother. And then came Saturnalia, the wild carnival where roles reversed. Livia donned a slave's tunic and her husband served her wine. Laughter spilled like spilled wine, and the gods themselves seemed to wink. For a fleeting moment, the rigid hierarchy dissolved, and Livia danced with abandon. In the quiet of her chamber, Livia lit an oil lamp before the household gods. She prayed for her children's health, her husband's success, and perhaps a touch of forbidden love. The gods listened, their marble eyes inscrutable. Livia wondered if they too yearned for freedom. Rome, the eternal city, held her in its embrace. Its triumphal arches, marble statues, and bustling forums whispered of glory and impermanence. Livia knew that empress rose and fell, but life flowed on. She was but a ripple in the timber, yet her laughter, tears, and dreams echoed through time. And so, in the shadow of the Capitoline Hill, Livia's story unfolded, a mosaic of love, loss, and resilience. For in ancient Rome, as in any age, life was a journey, a mosaic of moments, each etching its mark on the stones of eternity.
So what I'm hearing is that I'm gonna fail this. Got it. Got it. Wait, don't I see it again? Please tell
Yes, you're gonna see it again. I just have to get it back to the beginning.
me. My little heart pitter-patted. I'm like, wait. Also, if you don't mind, which you don't have to, I don't know if this is gonna like impose on anybody, but can you make that 1.25?
You want me to make it faster speed?
Yes, please.
I don't see any objection to that. Yeah, I don't think there's any sure.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. 1.25. All right.
I should have done that first. It's just that I didn't know like how fast.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to do this again. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Are you putting those blocks on the screen or is that just me?
It blocks off the bottom portion of the screen. Like there's yeah.
Pop it. Love that. Okay.
I think it's this little bar here.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
In the heart of Rome, where the sun-kissed cobblestones bore witness to centuries of history, lived a young woman named Livia. Her days were woven with threads of tradition, ambition, and the scent of freshly baked bread wafting from the nearby bakery. Each dawn, Livia joined the throngs of the bustling market. Vendors hawked their wares, plump figs, amphora of olive oil, and bolts of vibrant silk. She haggled with the fishmonger, her eyes dancing as she secured the day's catch. The market was a symphony of voices, traders, gossiping matrons, and the occasional street performer strumming a lyra. Livia's favorite escape was the grand baths of Caracalla. Here she shed her worries along with her stola. The warm embrace of the Caladrium soothed her muscles, and she chatted with fellow bathers. Rumors swirled like steam, whispers of political intrigue, forbidden love, and the latest chariot races. On special occasions, Livia ventured to the Colosseum. The roar of the crowd echoed in her chest as gladiators clashed. She cheered for the gallant Rhetarus, his net poised to ensnare the brutish Secutor. Blood stained the stand, but Livia's heart raced. It was a dance of life and death, a spectacle that transcended mere mortal existence. Beyond the grandeur, Livia harbored a secret. In a dimly lit alley, she frequented a clandestine library. There, scrolls whispered forgotten truths. She traced her fingers over the words of Cicero, Virgil, and Seneca. Knowledge was her rebellion, the quiet defiance against a world that dictated her role as wife and mother. And then came Saturnalia, the wild carnival where roles reversed. Livia donned a slave's tunic and her husband served her wine. Laughter spilled like spilled wine, and the gods themselves seemed to wink. For a fleeting moment, the rigid hierarchy dissolved, and Livia danced with abandon. In the quiet of her chamber, Livia lit an oil lamp before the household gods. She prayed for her children's health, her husband's success, and perhaps a touch of forbidden love. The gods listened, their marble eyes inscrutable. Livia wondered if they too yearned for freedom. Rome, the eternal city, held her in its embrace. Its triumphal arches, marble statues, and bustling forums whispered of glory and impermanence. Livia knew that empress rose and fell, but life flowed on. She was but a ripple in the timber, yet her laughter, tears, and dreams echoed through time. And so, in the shadow of the Capitoline Hill, Livia's story unfolded, a mosaic of love, loss, and resilience. For in ancient Rome, as in any age, life was a journey, a mosaic of moments, each etching its mark on the stones of eternity.
You're gonna do that weird thing where I'm gonna need to say like all of the things like echelons. God damn it. I hate Old English. Okay.
We will see. All right, so what's going to happen here is that I am going to bring in the next person. Hold on. Who was next? I don't remember. William? Oh, yeah. Make the announcement.
Livia. Wait, can I have a moment to like okay, never mind. I'm gonna have 10 minutes. So it's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have 10 minutes. And I'll count you in and then count you out.
Not you.
And then we're gonna sit here off camera and muted and laugh our asses off.
As you should.
All right, William. So Vicky has just heard the story, and now I will give 10 minutes of time. Let me get my clock up.
You feeling good, Vicky?
Yep.
You said yes or no?
No.
Oh no.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, Vicky. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
All right. In 3, I'll pop back on camera with 1 minute left, okay? And you may yield time whenever you would like. So in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, William. So this story starts off with Olivia. She sows her woes. No. Um, yeah, it was like a really complex video. And it was all done in ancient Roman speak, so I am so sorry. So basically, she wakes up every morning, right, to cheer, laughter, and freshly baked bread from the pastries.
Hmm.
Afterwards, she lines the Roman streets, the cobblestone Roman heated streets, because they have heaters underneath the cobblestone.
Hmm.
Um, and she talks to, yes, the fishermen
Hmm.
and all these people. And there is gossip around when she goes takes a shower, because she goes and she takes a shower with um, steam that sounds like gossip, or gossip that smells like steam. I swear to God, I'm not trying. Oh my God.
Is it like legitimate gossip or the steam
Yeah,
sounds like
like
gossip?
legitimate gossip. It's that in the
Okay.
village, like
So
the
basically, Olivia is this like bad bitch who eats bread every morning and gets bread from the street. The streets are heated, they're cobblestone, everything else. She talks to the fisherman, like, hey girl, what's up? And then she goes to the shower, like I assume like a bathhouse s thing because of the time period. And people are like, oh my God, that bitch is in the shower because she's so hot.
yeah,
Okay,
basically.
cool. Hmm.
And then after she takes her shower and everything, she goes to the Colosseum,
Okay.
where this one dude that I don't know the name of, because it was like Romulus or Romulus or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. She sees and she's like very enthralled in it, right? She's like, oh my God, all this bloodshed and everything is making me hot and bothered. Um,
Okay.
and then she does a little escapade where nobody can see her and goes to the library to get lost in smut. She reads smut, basically.
So it's you.
Yep. And she was like, oh my God, like I want to get away from this life, and I want to and she gets lost in Cephalius, Cephalius
Cephalius. Okay.
something, Saronella.
Is it like related to something? Like what's that related to?
It's related to the books that she
Okay,
reads.
so is it sapphic? Is that the word you're looking for?
No,
Okay,
it's
Cephalius. Okay, cool.
Cecilia, something, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And she gets lost in her story where her husband is the one that pours her the wine and takes care of her, instead of her
Hmm.
having to take care of the, instead of um Livia. Livia.
Is it Olivia or Livia?
It's Livia.
Livia. Okay.
Or Olivia. I don't know. Topher can't talk. It's not my fault. Livia can't like, yes, Livia gets lost in the stories of stuff, yes,
Hmm.
and she gets lost in her story where her husband where flips, fuck, I told you I was bad at this,
It's okay.
gets lost in the stories, and yeah, um and then all that Livia wants is for her family to be safe, her kids to thrive. um
Safe from what?
like just a prayer,
Okay. Okay.
just a prayer for like her family's safety, her family's health, her husband to be okay and everything. And yeah, and then there was a lot of imagery, a lot of imagery.
Like like anything that stands out is like a like this is something that's interesting they would probably ask me about.
So like the baked bread
Hmm.
stood out to me, because it started off with like in the in late Rome, like where the cobblestones are hot, like things like that, and then it
Hmm.
finished off with like the goddess. Oh, while she's reading that book, it said something about like the gods like looking at her, and
Hmm.
like looking at the story and like laughing about it, like snickering about it and everything, but like lovingly,
Any god specifically, or just the gods?
just the gods.
Okay.
Um, a lot of imagery, like it used silk a lot. So when the story began, it was her life was like woven in like thread of silk, and then silk showed up like at the end uh,
hmm
because she buys a lot of silk and everything.
When she's like wandering the streets and
Like
stuff.
wandering the streets and going to the market and everything.
So just to rehash, because I want to make sure like I'm keeping up, is Livia. Um, Beautiful woman, all this stuff. She has a husband and kids, correct? She has a life. Cool. She's like married and everything else. So every day she wakes up to fresh bread from the bakery and everything else. Um, and this one day she decides she's walking down the street. She talks to everybody. She buys all these silks. She's talking to the fishermen. Um, and a lot of people gossip about her because she's just so hot. And then she goes to the bathhouse and takes a shower. And in the steam, it's like the steam sounds like gossip. It's all around her. After she goes to after she's done the shower, she goes to the Coliseum. She meets a man whose name you can't remember.
She's looking at like the fighters. Like
Okay, so she's looking at fighters. There's no specific names of the fighters.
it's one with R.
Like a okay, I'm just gonna say it's like Remulus or Romulus because it's like the names that we have. You know what I mean? It's an R name, possibly these two. And they're fighting and everything else, and she gets all hot and bothered based on the bloodshed and the everything going on. She then goes to the library where she reads about Sapphilus, and it's this kind of like smutty story, and she gets lost in the thing of her husband taking care of her and everything else, and the gods are laughing at her, but in a loving way. How does it end? What's the ending?
The ending is just like her prayer for her family.
Protection of her family, her kids, and her husband.
Yes. And then with the library, it's not so much like smuttiness, it's more so like the role reversal of instead of the wife having to do like all of the household chores and all of this, like she's reading a book of Sapphilis, like having her husband pour her the wine, like taking care of the kids and everything, and like really
Mhm,
appreciating her. Meanwhile, in her life, like she's the one with all of the responsibilities and everything, and
mhm,
that's what the gods are like snickering about, I guess. Like
Like, oh, this woman just wants a life that's not real, kind of thing.
just, yeah, but it was like more loving. It was so weird. Oh,
hmm
I hate
It's
stories.
okay. Is there any other like names, details that you can think of that you might have missed?
Um, I don't believe it wakes up. It's the imagery. It was like a lot of imagery.
Silk, storytelling.
Yeah, so like Silk, the way that they described her morning was very much like the fresh bread was the last thing, but it was also like she wakes up with like cheer
hmm
and
Like
everything.
is it joyous cheer or is it a part of the gossip?
It's joyous cheer, yeah. And then the gossip comes when she's in the actual like bathing room and everything.
hmm And they it's because she's beautiful. It's not for like any other reason.
Beautiful. It's just the gossip of the town. So
Okay.
the
So the
town,
gossip around her is the other people in the bathhouse.
yeah,
Like the steam surrounds her.
yeah.
And it's Sapphilus is the book that she's like reading about.
This is the name of the woman in the book.
Sapphilus is the name of the woman in the book. And the people in the Colosseum are fighters, and it starts with the R name. We're gonna assume Remus Aramis because of tribe names.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Livia, all the cobblestone, heat, silk, stories, all these good things.
Fisherman. Fisherman fish.
Fishermen, fishermen, fish,
Yes. What
stories.
kind of fish? No fucking clue. But fish.
Okay, they fish, and she
Yeah.
just talks to them.
And she just talks to them.
All
Okay,
right,
cool.
that is time.
Oh God. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Okay,
You're good.
Vicky.
You're good.
Vicky, go to the breakout room.
You said the Boy Scouts.
William, you stay here.
Yes.
And next is Andrew.
hmm
So if you don't mind, Vicky, send in Andrew.
Oh,
Did you
why
get
did I
all
get
that, William?
as much as was given? That was shady. I apologize.
All right. So
Hi.
Hello.
Andrew William is going to have 10 minutes to retell the tale. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. I'll show the 10 minutes. I'll go off camera and mute myself until there is a minute left. Any questions?
I can't take notes, right?
No, no notes. No
Okay.
notes. Keep.
All right.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Okay, so basically there's this woman. Her name is Livia or Olivia. Vicky couldn't fully understand when the name was said. She is this woman. She has a husband. She has kids. She has this kind of life where she is like the dutiful mother. You know what I mean? Kind of taking care of everyone. She wakes up every day to kind of like the joyous cheers around her, um, albeit from her kids or whatever. And every day she eats fresh baked bread from the bakeries. Um, Olivia one day or every day goes down the streets, these cobblestone streets that are heated, and buys things and talks to people. And a group of people that Vicky specifically mentioned with the fishermen, she talks to the fishermen a lot. And then she also purchases silk quite frequently. Okay. And so then Livia goes to the bathhouse, and the bathhouse, common in Roman time, and all the people are in the bathhouse gossiping and everything else, the gossip of the town, and the gossip was said to surround her like the steam in the shower, or the steam in the bath. Okay. After that, Livia goes to the Colosseum. She sees these folks fighting. Vicky said that the fighter's name, the one that was a part of the story, their name started with an R. I'm gonna assume it's Remulus or Ramus because of the tribe names, but I'm not 100% sure based on the information given. So she sees them fighting and she kind of gets hot and bothered because of like the bloodlust and all that kind of stuff. So all these kind of things. And so after that, Livia goes to the library and she starts reading this book. It's about this woman. The woman's name is Sapphilus. Um, Sapphilus is how she said it. I hope that's right. And the book or the story is about this woman who is being taken care of in kind of like a loving way from her husband. So her husband is doing more of the domestic duties around the house, kind of like pouring her glasses of wine, all that kind of stuff. And as she's reading this story, the gods are kind of watching her and kind of like laughing at her, but in like this loving way, Vicky said, kind of like I assume like aw, Livia, like this life that you wish you had, it's okay. Ha 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 ha. And then after that, she is said to say a prayer, and in the prayer, she kind of wishes for protection over her kids and her husband and her life. And that was the story that I was given.
Okay, so I'm gonna regurgitate this to you,
Yes.
and we'll see what happens. All right,
Yes.
so there's Olivia. She lives
Livia or
Livia
Livia.
or Livia. Yes,
Yeah.
Olivia or Olivia. She lives with
Mhm.
her husband and kids.
Mhm.
She goes to the bakery to get fresh baked bread every day.
It's not said that she goes, she just eats it every day.
She just
But
eats
I'm not
fresh
sure if it's
baked bread every
there.
day.
Yes, she eats
Okay,
fresh
she eats.
baked bread every day.
She also okay. So what's made of cobblestone? Something's made of cobblestone.
The streets that she walks on are made of cobblestone and they're heated.
Okay, she walks the streets she walks on made of cobblestone and then they're heated. She
Mhm.
buys silk.
She buys silks and she's like buys stuff all the time. Vicky
She's
specifically mentioned silk because in the story there was a lot of imagery about her story being woven, kind of like silk is woven.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
So after that,
Mhm.
she goes to the bathhouse first,
Mhm. Mhm.
and in the bathhouse, something happens.
Gossip.
There's a lot of
Gossip of the
gossip.
town.
There's a lot of gossip going on in the bathhouse.
Mhm.
Was that the only relevant thing that happened there?
The imagery there was the gossip surrounds her, like the steam in the
Like the steam
shower.
in the shower. Okay,
hmm
cool. After that, she goes to the Coliseum,
hmm
and she not turned on. She's obsessed with the bloodlust. Like she's
she didn't say turned on, but kind of like she's like, oh my, the fighting, the manliness is kind of how she described it.
but she loved it though. Like it was
Yeah,
a
she's like,
positive thing. Okay,
yeah, fuck yeah,
so
yeah.
it's positive. So then after that, she goes to the library.
hmm
And there she reads a book about a woman named something that sounds like
Sapphilus.
syphilis. Okay, yeah.
Sapphilus.
Sapphilus, okay.
Yeah.
And the story about Sapphilus is about how she is being treated by her husband, how
Mhm.
traditionally the roles would be reversed. And as she's reading the story, the gods are smiling at her, not judging her, but just like, "Oh, that's adorable" type thing.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't remember how it ended.
She ends with a prayer for protection over her family, her husband, all the good things.
She ends with a prayer for her after she reads the book.
hmm
Okay, of protection around her family, her children, and her husband. Okay, I'm gonna do this again.
Yeah. A quick introduction of just information that was missed was in the Colosseum, the fighters, there one of them has a name that starts with R, and we're just assuming it's like
Oh,
Romulus or
Remus,
Romulus,
yes,
or
yes,
because of just the tribes.
yes. Okay, yeah. All right. Livia or Olivia.
hmm
Um, she has a husband and children.
hmm
Every day she eats fresh baked bread.
hmm
The road she walks down is cobblestone, made of cobblestone, and it's heated.
hmm
Sure, her first stop is to the place to buy silk. Or well, she where's the place to buy silk? What is the name of the place? It's
There
just a
was no
place.
name. She would
Okay.
just mention that she buys a lot of stuff and emphasize the silk because of the narrative of the story.
Yes. Okay. Um, cool.
hmm
From there, she goes to the bathhouse
hmm
where there's a lot of gossip going on,
hmm
and the gossip is like a metaphor, or the steam is like a metaphor for the gossip, or vice
hmm
versa. As
hmm
long as I tell both parts of that, then
hmm
it should be fine.
Right.
From there, she goes to the Coliseum. At the
hmm
Coliseum, one of the fighters is named either Romulus or Ramus.
It starts with an R, but we're assuming those are the names.
Okay. She is obsessed with the pageantry, the bloodlust, everything
hmm
that's happening there.
hmm
From there, she goes to the library.
hmm
At the library, she reads a book about a woman named Sophilus.
Sapphilus is how she said
Sapphilis.
it.
Sapphilis. Okay,
hmm
okay.
Yeah.
Sapphilis. And this story about Sapphilis is about a woman who lives in a household where the male takes care of the woman as far as like cooking, cleaning, doing all the maternal things. Um, and as she reads it, the gods look down on her with joy, smiles, something that's not condescending.
hmm
Um, and then at the end, she prays for protection over her family.
hmm The only thing I would add to it is Vicky specifically mentioned that when she's walking these streets and buying things, she also is talking to the fishermen,
The
which
fisherman.
I mean, mentioned before. Yeah, so the fishermen are something that Vicky just kept on saying,
Okay.
and it must have stuck out for her for some reason.
Okay. So then while she's on the roads, while she's out buying
hmm
everything,
hmm
she talks to fishermen, and that's
hmm
important to the story. So location wise, it's home,
hmm
cobblestone road, home, cobblestone road, bathhouse,
hmm
Coliseum,
hmm
library.
Yep, exactly.
People that she encounters, so husband, children,
hmm
fishermen,
hmm
Ramus or Remulus,
hmm
Sapphilis,
hmm
gods,
Yeah, and then the gossipers in the bathhouse.
and the gossipers in the bathhouse.
hmm
Um, 1 minute. Okay. Um, I think I might have this.
Yeah.
I just have to remember fisherman,
Yep.
and just to make sure to tell Lyndon, hey, depending on if it's multiple choice or not,
Hmm.
if it's one of the tribe names on there and just one, just pick that.
Yeah.
If there's a name that sounds like Sapphilus, pick
Go
that.
for it. Yeah.
But remember things like silk, remember things like
Mhm.
cobblestone, remember fisherman.
Heated cobblestone. Also, the part about the silk, like I mentioned, that was important was that in the story it mentioned that her story was woven like silk.
Like silk. Okay.
Hmm.
And Livia or Olivia.
Yeah, Livia. She said Livia first, and then she was like, maybe Olivia. I couldn't understand. So
Okay.
I just gave both options just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think this is good.
Cool. Yeah.
Cheers.
Woo. Can we yield our 8 seconds?
Okay. All right. Let me let my thing in so I can. All right, there we go. All right, let's bring in Lyndon. William, back to the breakout room. And Lyndon is up next.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
It didn't kick me.
Yay. All right, Lyndon. Andrew's going to have 10 minutes to regale you with the tale, and then you are going to answer some questions. So, if you are ready, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. I'll pop back on camera when there's about a minute left. So,
Okay.
and no writing things down, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say, do you want to see my hands? But
yeah, you. All
I have
right.
a squishy ball now.
That's fair. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Lyndon. So the story is about a woman named either Olivia or Livia. All right. She lives with her children and her husband. All right. From there, she likes to eat freshly baked bread in the morning. And every day she walks upon a cobblestone road, heated cobblestone road, where she interacts with the local fishermen. And the way that was told to me, fishermen is important. So she interacts with the local fishermen. Her first stop is to. Oh no! Yeah. So her first stop, she likes to buy a lot of things for herself, specifically silk. And the way the story is told, I guess silk is a metaphor for how the story is woven. Is woven the word? Okay, so but silk. Okay, so she likes things specifically silk. From there, she goes to the bathhouse, the local bathhouse, and at the bathhouse, a lot of gossiping happens. And the metaphor there is there's a lot of steam. The gossip surrounds her like the steam does in the bathhouse. Cool. From there, she goes to the Colosseum, where she is entranced, something like that, with a gladiator, probably one of the two tribe names, Romulus or Remus. Um, but she's obsessed with the pageantry of everything going on in the Colosseum. From the Colosseum, she goes to the library. At the library, she reads a book about a woman named Sapphilus, something like that. It sounds like Sapphilus, but Sapphilus. And the story about this, she reads a story about this woman who lives in a house where the man of the house is more of the maternal figure. He's the one that cooks, cleans, and everything for for his family. And as Olivia is reading this story, the gods are looking down upon her, smiling, giving their blessing, I guess, of like, wow, look what she's doing. And then at the end of the story, Livia prays to the gods to protect her and her family. That's the end of the story.
Okay. Seraphus. In the book. I want to be able to say that word.
It's something like that.
Okay.
William didn't know, and I guess Vicky didn't remember, but it was something like that. Yes.
Okay, so Livia, husband and children. Do we know how many children she's got?
Not told
She
to
got
me.
children.
Yeah.
Then fresh baked bread in the morning for
Fresh baked
breakfast.
bread. Yep.
Cobblestone road that's warm. It's been heated. She says hi to the fisherman.
The fisherman.
He's important for some reason.
For some reason.
He's important.
Yeah.
And then she goes and she buys silk, which winds her story. And she goes to the bathhouse. And the gossip is like the steam. And she goes to the Colosseum and it's one of the brothers that's like she's entranced with all of the pageantry around it. And then she goes to the library and she reads about Seraphis, who is that the woman or is that the husband's name?
That's the woman's name.
That's the woman's name, and her husband is the maternal figure that takes care of everything in the house. And the gods are like, we like this shit she's doing. We like this day. And then she prays for their blessings.
Livia prays for their blessing. Yes.
Yeah, Livia prays for their blessings. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Did I miss anything that was related to me? Let's just go. So the way I went back to William was like, okay, the 5 locations would be 1 when she's with her family, 2 on the heated cobblestone road, 3 at the bathhouse, 4 at the Coliseum, 5 at the library. The people that are important: her family, kids, the fisherman,
Man,
the gossipers at the bathhouse, whoever at the Coliseum, Saphilus in the book, gods looking down on her. Important keywords I would say are silk, the steam in the bathhouse, things like that. Prayer for protection. Freshly baked bread.
Fresh bread.
But yeah, I think after the 3rd time of me telling him the story back, we had it like, because I would forget people's names.
Yeah. Should I go with Remus and Romulus?
I've never actually done this challenge before. I've always avoided doing it. I don't know if it's multiple choice or not. So I think
it'll depend on what they do, because I think I've seen it done both ways.
If it is multiple choice, obviously you just pick between those 2. If it's not, I guess once again pick between those 2. But for the woman's name in the book, anything that's close to Saphilus or something like that, then pick that one.
Sapphire.
I kept saying syphilis, so like it's just.
I literally was like syphilis.
Yeah.
Seraphis.
Let's see. I don't think there was anything else. You want to try again?
I honestly feel really confident. Fresh bread, cobblestone road. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel good.
Can we give away our time, Topher? Or
yeah.
Yes, you can yield your time. All right. So we are going to move on to the question and answer phase. We can bring everybody back in to the main room here.
Well, that's so much pressure. It was like just me and Denson chilling. That's great.
What fun is that?
True.
All right. Vicky, Andrew, and William, if you could all please do your best to keep as straight of a face as possible with no expression, so that way you do not give anything away to Lyndon. Lyndon,
really
you were about to.
Face. Well, I was gonna say, do you just want us to turn off our cameras?
You could type.
What do you think, babe? Cameras on or off? Yeah, keep them on just so that way we know it's like not like nothing's
not
being
typing to
typed or
me.
anything like that. Yeah,
I'll keep a straight face.
Yeah, we trust you guys. We just, it's like want to be fair. All right, it is multiple choice.
Let's go. Okay.
So, question number 1. Who did Livia haggle with? Was it A, the fishmonger, B, the cattle rancher, C, the goat herder, or D, Carl?
I'm gonna go with
Let
the
me know
fish
if
guy.
going with A, the fishmonger. All right. Question number 2. What soothed Livia's muscles? Was it A, hot oils, B, the wives of gods, C, the baths of Caldarium, or D, essence of eel?
C.
Okay.
But
Question number 3. And if you need me to repeat a question, I can. Question number 3. What gallant character was cheered? Was it A, Achilles, B, Rotarius, C, Hercules, or D, Balor?
B.
B? All right. Question number 4. What was her rebellion in the library? Was it A, war, B, knowledge, C, sex, or D, passion?
Can you read the answers again?
Yes. What was her rebellion in the library? Was it A, war, B, knowledge, C, sex, or D, passion?
B.
All right. Question number 5. What was the name of the carnival? Was it A, Conceptive, B, Feria, C, Saturnalia, or D, Aganolia?
C.
All right. Question number 6. What did Livia light to pray to the gods? Was it A, an oil lamp, B, a candle, C, a wick of wax, or D, a pile of hay?
Pile of what?
Hay.
Oh. A.
Okay. And question 7. What is the nickname for Rome? Is it A, the lost city, B, the eternal city, C, the golden city, or D, the imperial city?
B. D.
Which one?
D.
E?
D.
D. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
That is
none of the
all
above.
7 questions. Thank you, Lyndon. Now, Vicky, the tiebreaker question goes to you. How long in seconds was the video?
Of course, it's that question. Okay. I watched it at 1.5. um, I'm gonna say like 200 and
200?
220. Wait.
It is closest to the pen, so
280.
280? All right, we are going to record 280. We will record your answers and then we will give out results once we have them. All right. Stop. Yep.